the headline is "Hostages in Munich Rescued," and unfortunately, by the time this newspaper came out, they'd all been killed by terrorists. So you have to be careful when you put a newspaper to bed at night, not to expect what's going to happen in the morning. You just have to tell it like it is. And you can see, even on this day, they already knew that 2 of the hostages had been murdered.
Everything that you've just mentioned in terms of both international changes and national changes, what was the cause, do you think, in the last 10 years, maybe before or during the last 10 years, maybe even earlier, that changed the Israel, let's say, of 48 to, let's say, the Israel of 77, now to the Israel of 2016, whereby this lack of identity or this lack of unity has come about, where there's so much factionalism, and whereby there is this division between American Jewry and Israeli Jewry? Is it because of BDS? Is it because of the Israeli media? Is it because of the fact that people aren't being trained in Zionism? What do you think is the reason for that?
What is the cause of the division in Israel and between Israel and the diaspora, and why is there increasing anti-Semitism and anti-Israel sentiment around the world? Firstly, I think it would be wrong to blame the media. The media are the messenger in this case. I'm not saying that the media are blameless. The media certainly are anti-Israel in general. But I don't think that's where the cause of the problem is. Why does the world appear to take the side of the underdog, in this case the Palestinians, against Israel? Why is the BDS campaign against Israel gaining ground, and why does the world seem to be against us? Well, there's not a simple answer to that. And by the way, I think what I just said is way too general, and certainly the whole world isn't against us, and we have many friends, including, you know, India and China and many other countries who are very good friends to us, including the United States and Canada, Australia, etc. To say that we're isolated and have no friends is to paint the wrong picture. But that I don't want to deny that there is a growing anti-Israel sentiment that often borders on anti-Semitism.
Is part of, sorry to interrupt you, is part of the reason why there's anti-Semitism, or basically this lack of unity within Jewish peoples, because Zionism within the Jewish world is not appreciated as it was, let's say, 50, 60 years ago, or people aren't trained in it, or people are being brainwashed to think Zionism is racism and so forth?
Yeah. Here's the thing, Avi. I think that Zionism has become a dirty word, and that's unfortunate. Just like settlers has become a dirty word, and that's unfortunate. I mean, there were times where Zionism was seen as a progressive, revolutionary movement, and settlement and settlers were seen as people who were settling the country, just like the settlers in North America. Why have they, together with the word Israel, become dirty words? I think it's an unfortunate set of historical circumstances. I think, yes, it's true if we go back to 1948 when we were all united. Well, not really. There was strong divisions then as well. This is nothing new. I think, would I rather have lived then or now? I don't even have to hesitate. I'd much rather be here today. We have a secure, mighty Israel that can defend itself. We certainly are a long way away from that small country that faced existential threats every day. It's true, we do have terrorism almost every day. But it's true, we've become much more resilient and strong as a people and then as a nation.
What do you see in terms of the damage that could be done with BDS to the upcoming policymakers of 2030? In other words, college-age students now being taught these terrible lies about Israel. They're being brainwashed to think this is Israel is South Africa Nazi state. And that being the case, when they become policymakers in Congress next 15 years or in state government department, what do you foresee, and can this be prevented, and why we should do our utmost to prevent it now?
I don't think we should underestimate the power of the BDS movement and the fact that it is gaining strength, especially in North America, but also all over the world. I mean, in my native South Africa, certainly in Europe. And you're right, it is being portrayed as this fight against apartheid Israel. And of course, there's nothing further from the truth. We're not an apartheid state in any way. And as Erwin Cottle always says, it diminishes apartheid to call Israel an apartheid state. But I think we have enemies who are trying to boycott us and divest from us and put sanctions on us. Ironically, they take sanctions off Iran and then try to impose them on Israel, which is, the only democracy in the whole region. The only country that really respects human rights and minority rights and women's rights, etc., is Israel. What I think we should be doing, though, is not only reacting to all the negative campaigning against us, but we should also be proactively presenting our case to the world and showing all the amazing things that are being done in Israel, in medicine and in agriculture and in technology and in just about every field you'd like to mention. And showing the world the good face of Israel rather than always reacting to those bad face pictures. And I think it's true that Israel has won all the military wars over the past decades, but this is one battle that we seem to be losing. The battle for public support, the battle of Hasbara, or public diplomacy around the world. And I think this is not only a battle the government should be waging, but it should be something that is waged by all Jews and by all our friends around the world, especially our Christian friends, but also Muslim friends and others who see the importance of Israel and see the need to be connected to one another.